What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tony, and today we got something pretty cool. I didn't realize what it was until I opened it, but I did open it. But it is from American Venture Labs. This is going to really help tie down my tent on top of the roof, make it a little bit more easier taking it on and off since I'm not running a rooftop tent. It's just going to be nice, solid, a lot easier, I think, because it's just going to be, we know exactly where to put it. I'm not strapping straps all around my tent just to hold this thing down. This is really going to help. So let's just dive into the box. This could probably be kind of a short video, but I think it's cool to show. Like I said, on all my stuff, I'm documenting everything, so even the small things. So let's just get into this. This metal or aluminum is super nice. It's nice and light. It's got some really nice bends. This is where your tent's going to actually be sitting on. So there is some pre-assembly that we have to do. It does come with obviously some nuts and bolts. Let me just put those right there. So the first one we're just going to walk through, and then the second one we're just going to kind of go through it. Really, the only two tools you're going to need is a 10 mil and a 4 Allen key. So we'll just start with this one. Which is going to be pretty simple. All you're going to have to do is just put it through there, here, and then basically bolt it right on. Nothing too hard, nothing too crazy. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take basically your top plate, kind of sandwich it in between. And same thing, take your smaller bolts there, and your nut. And that is basically it. Just how to assemble your tent holder. Which one thing, I mean, I get why they did this, especially if you ordered up their straps, just to help make this kind of wrap around. The only thing I would say is if this is actually gonna like cut my bag or anything like that, but I think it'd probably be okay. Just don't slide it, I guess, back and forth. But super nice, very light. So I'm gonna get this other one done, and then. So you don't have to order their straps. You can get these same things on Amazon. I just figured, why not? Just so it just came with it. So what you ended up doing is just pushing this right down through, and then just kind of come over your tent and kind of collapse on. The way I'm going to mount it is going to be probably completely different than how you guys may mount it. It's a little bit different for every little situation. Like for me, it's going to be on top of my Rhino rack, and then but you guys may put on your truck. This isn't just like a Jeep product. This is a whole bunch of wherever you can get it to fit. You know, if it fits, it ships. So again, I really like this how it is. You can get these any color you want, or just powder coated black. For some reason, I just like this finish. Worst case scenario, I can get it powder coated or just use the old rattle can. But I think this is going to be a really nice kind of thing to have on top of the rack, especially when I'm out camping. So I can, always have the tent in the same spot all the time, and then just using a couple straps, it'll hold it on just fine. This is really nice. It's really light. It's nothing. It's not heavy at all. But I think this is one of those products that is kind of probably overlooked. I definitely would say that it's not really probably one of the biggest products that they really make. But it's definitely nice to have, and it's going to make life a lot easier to actually install. So that's the nice part, is the this. So you guys can get these little, I don't know, base nuts or screw downs or whatever you want to call these things. They kind of slide in and out if you guys have the Rhino rack, or most of these kind of work with a lot of racks too. They do send out some like hardware to tie these things down like this. For me, that's not going to work. So everybody's tie down is going to be a little bit different. I would highly recommend these if your rack can hold these, or if not, um, you'll figure it out. But like again, all you're doing is just sliding up in there and it fits. Let's get this on. I'm gonna grab down my tent and let's just see how it fits. Slide straight on, so never really have to fully commit. One thing I would say I'm gonna have to get, which I thought I had extras of, were actually just washers. But unfortunately, I don't have any washers, so I'm gonna have to just run to Ace. But for this video, it'll be all right. So if you guys see these hooks right here, this is kind of how I was tying them down by this, but now we can actually just slide this in like so. Slide that over, and then just really torque these things down. May end up moving this down a little bit more just to get more graphs around kind of like the bigger section to really kind of hold it down versus just this little edge right here. But I really like it. It's very simple, very effective, and it makes it a lot easier to actually tie down versus, you know, having my eye bolts and running back and forth, where this is just basically one big giant loop. I think what would be nice if they kind of just tied it all down like here, or this just gets held so you don't have to have a whole strap. But I mean, it is what it is. It's still pretty nice. Probably would cost a little bit more if they did it that way, but this is very effective. You know, for some reason I've been liking the chrome kind of look. I'm not really a big chrome fan, but I definitely think it's well worth it. You just save a little bit of money if you just go that way and you paint it yourself if you want to go a different color. But yeah, that's super nice and handy to have versus how I was doing it with the eye bolts. I would run, you know, basically a ratchet strap up over and basically zigzagging across. It was kind of a pain. This makes it a lot easier. Two straps and it holds it down nice and tight. Hope that one's there. You go. But yeah, I really like this. I would say, I mean, maybe it's just me being picky. Maybe I can order some caps just on here, so just kind of protect it, I guess. But yeah, nothing's really gonna poke right through this rack. So while I'm kind of like looking over my notes and just making sure I had the right information, for $39 or so, I think that is well worth it. It's just a nice upkeep, and you know, it does keep it off a little bit. So I am thinking about putting my like water roto packs right underneath it or so. Just because I don't have a side mount or anywhere to really put my roto packs right now. I think that would be almost a perfect little spot for it, because on both sides of the tent goes my two boxes that I bring with me. So these things on their website actually do say it is for the Shiftpod, the Gazelle, and the Overland-ish tent, which I may not, or I may have coming to me. and I'm very excited for that tent. But that's a whole nother video. But for $39 with the buckles, I think it was like $50. I think it is super helpful for me. Hopefully, maybe for you guys. I do think it is kind of like one of those products that kind of, it's one of those things you don't really think of until that you may need, or just make life a little easier. For me, that's going to make life a little easier, just because of not have to go through eye bolts and cross them back and forth. That is just a strap right down. So leave me down in the comments what you guys think, and also leave me the comments of what your guys' next adventure is. We have a big trip coming next year that we are starting to plan, and hopefully get some amazing shots. I know this year has been kind of different because of some things happening, but it's all right, not a big deal. Life just keeps on trucking, and we got a lot of parts actually showing up for the Jeep. So this is basically a build coming for next year. Big trip. So I'm really excited for it. So do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe. It does me wonders and makes me keep pushing. I know the last few videos it's been kind of up and down, but we're getting there slowly but surely. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.